While we continue our celebration of the great festival of Easter, the 40 days of Easter that take us all the way to Ascension Day and then on to Pentecost and the giving of the Holy Spirit. We sing aloud of God's love made known in Jesus. I couldn't help but smile as I tried to sing aloud, loud, and still croak away a bit. So maybe not too much singing from me this morning, but hopefully my voice will carry for the service as we explore the great 15th chapter of Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, where he passes on a great message. I wonder if any of you have played Chinese whispers. There are other names for it. I heard that it's also known as broken telephone. Has anyone played Chinese whispers? No. Well, you whisper the message from one person to the next. So I'm going to whisper the message to Sue. Hopefully you'll hear something of it. If you'd like to pass it back. Not just whispering. Perhaps we could get to the other side as well. Only once. Yeah, give it to Jeannie. Jeannie Eliahosa, would you like to tell us what the message is? Oh, you can come forward. Oh, we're going to take it all the way back.
You need to make the world different.
You need to make the world different. That's a pretty good... the message got through to some extent. You need to make the world different. We see that. Tomorrow is World Earth Day, and that day is a day where we try to make a difference in the way we care for the planet. And the particular focus this year is the terrible scourge of plastic that is being thrown away and getting into the seas and rivers and land and the whole food chain, and trying to move us away from that single-use plastic. So we need to make a difference to the world. The actual message was slightly different. I have it here. Together we can make a world of difference. Together we can make a world of difference. We need to make a difference, but together we can make a world of difference. Think for a moment what would be an easier way to transport, to pass on the message. Text. Yeah, you could get your phone out and text the person. 2 cans and a piece of string. Yeah, provided it's tight enough, maybe it would work. Yeah. You could shout it. Sing aloud, loud, loud. You could shout it. Put it on the radio. On a big piece of cardboard. Very good idea, yeah. Great big letters. Yeah. You could send it in writing. Sue, would you like to take that to Jeannie?
Together, we can make a world of difference.
There. Word by word. Together we can make a world of difference. Of course, if English was not our language, then there would be challenges. But passing the message on by writing was such an amazing gift. The world has been changed by writing. That incredible invention. And we go back to the ancient world where writing was used to communicate, to pass on the message. We think of the printing press and what a huge difference that made, part of the whole Reformation of the church because of printing. Passing on the message in written form. Today, we hear what Paul was passing on to Christians in Corinth. This newly formed church that was growing and had all kinds of questions. And Paul says, I passed on to you what I received, passing on the baton of the good news of Jesus Christ. And when the letter, the scroll came from Paul, the church there must have been so excited. The Paul that they knew, who had been part of forming that church. They gathered, and perhaps many couldn't read, but 1 or 2 could and would read that message to the Corinthian Christians. And it was so important that they treasured that scroll, they kept it, and in time it was copied again and again and passed on to other churches and other Christians. And eventually it formed part of our Bible. Those words that Paul had written, that message that he had passed on to them. And in the 15th chapter, he begins that chapter by using that phrase, I passed on to you what I received. And at the very end of the chapter, he puts his signature to say this is, he had another scribe to write it, but this is guaranteed, these are my words, this is my signature to tell you that this is Paul writing this message of encouragement. Think of the excitement when that scroll was opened up and they read these words. And of course the whole letter, was it one letter perhaps? Perhaps it was more than one letter, but it takes time to get to the 15th chapter. It's almost the end of the letter. There's just one more chapter afterwards dealing with practical things. But this 15th chapter is the real culmination of what Paul is talking about. The good news of Jesus, who died on the cross and was raised to new life. For I handed on to you of first importance what I had received.